Hey folks, welcome to a very brief campus tour of Washington University in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri. Today I'm going to take you around to a couple of the main facets of our campus. Normally I'd show you the beautiful grassy hill leading up to Brookings Hall, which you see in all of the mail that we send you, but currently it looks like this. This is the pit. This will be completed by 2019 and there are going to be a ton of awesome new buildings. Facing toward main campus now, this building here is Brookings Hall, probably the most picturesque building on our campus. It's pretty distinctive and we put it on everything. Brookings is mostly administrative offices and it's also home to the admissions office. Walking through the Brookings Hall archway right now, you're going to see two seals on the ground. You definitely can't step on the small one and you probably shouldn't step on the big one if you're trying to graduate in 4 years. The admissions office is there through that door on the left. It's currently partially relocated due to construction, but I assume that's temporary. Now we're heading into Brookings Quadrangle, home to the rest of the buildings that are on the mail that we send you. These buildings are some of the oldest on campus and were used as administrative centers for the 1904 World's Fair and Olympic Games, which were both held in St. Louis. A lot of the buildings around the quad have classrooms and faculty offices. We use the stage on the right for various things, including a concert we hold twice a year called Wild. Wild has previously hosted artists including Jason Derulo, Childish Gambino, and Chance the Rapper. Heading out of Brookings Quad right now, this is going to take us toward the rest of main campus. Coming out of the archway here on my right is Holmes Lounge, which has some really solid lunch food, and on the left of that, Eads Hall, which is home to a lot of classrooms. On my left are a bunch more classroom and faculty office buildings, including the psychology building and some of the lab science buildings. This is the Olin Library, the main library on our campus. It's currently under construction, but that'll be done soon. This is the back entrance to Olin, since when I filmed this, the front entrance was closed. There's loads of bike racks on both sides of the buildings, which is pretty nice. Okay, heading into the library now. Some of this looks very much like a construction zone, but some of it isn't, so bear with me. This is the first floor of Olin. There are study spaces on each floor, but this is the big one. It's generally a really nice quiet place to study. There's normally a cafe in this building, fittingly named Whispers. There are 2 floors above and 2 floors below the ground floor, and each floor gets quieter as you get farther from ground level. This is the bottom floor here, 2 stories below ground level and very quiet. There are tons of shelves of books of all varieties here, as well as a large collection of microfilm. Oh, and most importantly, our shelves do this. It never gets old. Heading out of Olin, back on the path we were on earlier, the building in front of us here is Graham Chapel. WashU is not religiously affiliated, so we mostly use the chapel for concerts, plays, speakers, and things like that. And people have weddings here sometimes. Here's Graham Chapel from the front. And behind it here is Mud Field, which is the big open grassy area on main campus. Right behind where I was just standing is the Mallinckrodt Center, home to our bookstore, our Subway restaurant that takes meal points, and Edison Theater. They hold a lot of events here in Mallinckrodt. Okay, back to Mud Field. During the warmer months, a lot of stuff happens here on Mud Field. People throw around frisbees and things like that. There are often intramural soccer games going on. We'll loop back to the buildings across the field in just a little while. That building on my left is the Duck, which is where we're heading now. This is the Danforth University Center, better known as the Duck. It's the main dining hall on main campus. The Duck is home to offices like student government and campus life. On the second floor, there's a fun room with a foosball table, a pool table, a bunch of really comfortable furniture, and some old video game consoles. There are plenty of tables here on the first floor and a few on the second floor as well. This is Ibby's, the ridiculously nice restaurant we have on campus for no reason that also takes meal points. Yes. I'm here after hours right now, so most everything is closed, but these are the food stations which offer a bunch of really great options. Okay, back outside the Duck on Mud Field now, we're quickly heading to the building at the end of the field. This is Siegel Hall, home to the political science department. Siegel's doors are comically heavy. Seriously, look at those things. They're like 4 inches thick, solid wood. It's ridiculous. The building in front of us here is Anheuser-Busch Hall, home to the Washington University School of Law. Like everything else in St. Louis, it's named after a beer company. And here on my right, we're looking down at Mud Field from the other side. Remember these buildings? On the right is Bauer Hall, the main business school building, and on the left is the Knight Center, which serves as a hotel, a conference center, and home to a lot of other events. We're currently standing way over there in front of Siegel, and we're about to head into Bauer. This is Bauer Hall, the main business school building on campus. It's very new and very nice and very large. Bauer is home to the Starbucks on campus, which is very important. There's also a really good cafe in here and a bunch of conference rooms, interview rooms, and the like. Now we're back in front of Siegel, this time walking in the opposite direction towards the South 40. I have a couple more things to show you on main campus before we get there. So that's Siegel on our right, and that building way at the end down there is the Summers Recreation Center, which is where we're gonna head now. The main recreational area in Summers was just renovated and opened in October 2016, so everything on the left side of the building is pretty new. The field on our left here is Francis Field, which is the main outdoor athletic facility and former home to some of the events during the 1904 Summer Olympic Games. Okay, heading into Summers Rec Center now. On the left side of the building is an elevated track that goes around a basketball court. In the center we have individual equipment like treadmills and ellipticals. The right side of the building is the older side. There's a full basketball arena. Here's part of a track that I'm sure they use for something. And of course, there's a huge pool. Also, there's this cool logo on the floor. Outside of Summers on the right, there are several outdoor tennis courts, and then Frat Row, home to several social fraternity houses. Okay, leaving Summers, heading towards the South 40. On our right as we head to the 40 is the main gate of Francis Field, home to most of our outdoor sporting events. WashU is a Division III school, but we're generally pretty good at being D3. On my left there is Simon Hall, home to most of the actual business school classes, and Einstein Bagels. And past Simon Hall on the left, you can see the Duck. Alright, now toward the 40. As you head toward the South 40 from main campus, you'll probably walk through the underpass. As you'll see, student groups are able to advertise by painting panels on the underpass, which is a great way to actually get other students to come to your events or join your student group. On my right side, just through the underpass, we pass Cornerstone, which does disability accommodation, student technology services, and several student-run businesses, including a bicycle shop, a candy store, a washing and dry cleaning service, and a few others. This is the clock tower, probably the focal point of the South 40. On my right there, on the bottom floor of Lean House, is Ursa's, which does free programming for students, hosting things like laser tag and other various games. Straight ahead from the clock tower and down the stairs, you end up between South 40 House and Umrath House. Some people say this looks a little bit like Disneyland, and it really is a nice place to sit outside during the warmer months. On the left is Bear's Den, the main dining hall on the South 40. Finally, this is the Swamp, a big grassy area with basketball courts, surrounded on all sides by freshman and sophomore dorms. It also has this weird green statue. If you do have a chance to visit WashU's campus in person, I strongly encourage you to do so. You'll see a lot more than I was able to show you in this video, but if not, this video serves as a good frame of reference. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.